Thanks for the comment, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, it was
coming from
sorry.
you, I take it as an honor.
Oh my God. No.
I want to be like you.
Oh,
I always look and look at it.
it's funny. I say the same thing about you.
Do? I got
No,
like,
no,
what would
I
Carmen
say
do?
this. I say the same thing about you. I'm like, wow, how did she
you're
think this
so
stuff up?
You are so
But
kind.
then we're all like that. We're all like that. Because how did you think this stuff up? Oh my God, where did that come from? I think that's cool.
Well, this group is tremendous. It's a good group.
Everybody's cool.
Okay, this is like a this group this week. This group is absolutely freaking amazing.
It is.
Just I got to tell you, folks, some amazingly beautiful photography in this group. So I thank you because I love doing these things. And when I come up and I get to look at work like this, oh man, that's a blast. That is just a blast. This is the last time you'll see me in this messy little office here. I'm getting my office all cleaned up and straightened up. So if there's any crap or junk on the wall that really means something to you, take your last look at it. It's gone this weekend. Let's start out with Jean. Jean is just has kind of a work of art look to it.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
Where's Jean?
And your so what are you using for a light?
So right now I'm connected to my 2 little barn door LEDs. So that's
okay.
pretty much what I've been doing. So
is there all the barn doors are in tight on this?
Exactly. It's the same light, the same camera settings. All I did was change the I changed the background from the silver to dark on this one, and I turned the light down a little bit. So
it's just really moody. Really moody. Feels like you're right in there with the onion. Right.
My son said that when he looked at it, he thought that it looked like the onion was sprouting out of the ground. He really liked that one. Seeking the sun, he said, seeking the sun.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, and then the garlic.
I couldn't, which I like better.
Yeah, well, I like the onion better.
I like the onion better too, but I put them up and got votes, and Sarah said crop this one in a little bit, so I did. I like it.
Yeah, I think the onion is beautiful, and you shot it 5.6 at 1/8 of a second. Oh.
Yes.
Very cool.
Thanks.
Just lovely shots. You should be super proud, super happy with those shots. And I'm super proud and super happy with this group. Really proud of the photography in this group. So that's really great. Is Daniel here? Daniel, are you here?
Yes, sir. Happy Saturday.
Hi, happy Saturday to you. Wow, this is a stunning piece as well.
Thanks.
There's just so much happening. What the heck are these?
That's a blackberry, a single blackberry.
Oh, it's a single blackberry. Oh, so you got macro.
Yeah, I got in really tight.
Yes. That's really cool. I imagine since it's that tight, you just basically sprayed it with a little water.
Actually, that's just the condensation from the fridge that developed over the time I was messing with the backgrounds and stuff. So that's just natural moisture.
And what is your lighting? Just in really tight.
Yeah. And a white surface.
And you've got all this happening here. Where is all this coming from? You got white cards set up around it, or is that coming
No,
from?
that's just the white cutting board that it was sitting on.
Cutting board. Oh, okay.
Almost gives it a dark field lighting kind of look, maybe.
It does indeed. And it transports us visually to a place where, we've just never seen this before. I mean, I don't think any of us uh, except maybe Lauren. Lauren is, goes to the store and looks at the blueberry like this close, Lauren. But
I do.
yeah, I know, Lauren, and I was just pointing out that other than you, I don't think the rest of us do. We don't look at it quite like that. So when I looked at it, I was thinking cranberries, something, like grapes that were old or whatever. I did not see the size at all. And that's really cool. So it becomes a total surprise. Awesome shot.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Get your light in real close like that. You can do anything. This is the neat thing about doing food, right? I think, or tabletop photography. You don't need a great big studio. You could have one if you want, but all you need is a table and a light. And you can just make amazing photographs. That'll be an eye stopper in your portfolio, I guarantee it.
Thanks.
Yeah. Joey C.
Hey, Don.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Doing good.
I think you got your light in really close as well, right?
It's right over the top of this
Yeah.
is probably about 10 inches above, maybe.
You can always tell when you're looking at chocolate and you see this kind of liquid, what I call a liquid highlight, real soft highlight that'll happen on top of chocolate or fruit or anything that's shiny, because we don't have a single specular. The whole top of it is basically a reflection of the light box. That's what it is happening in here. That looks just so good, brought in tight like that. And Lenser.
I was shot at with the 105 macro. That's right.
Okay, at f/16.
Yep.
What flash system are you using?
That's the buff.
Okay.
Glossy buff. The Alien Bees. Over the top. I had a grid. Originally, I was shooting a grid from the right and using the softbox on top is just a little fill, but I liked it better just the softbox alone.
Yeah. Very nice.
And the white cards up front and the black card. Those are the cards that are in your recommended list. Those are really nice. About 2 sets of them.
And these you got them at Target, right, or something like that?
No, you recommended them in your list. They're on Amazon. But
Oh, okay.
they fold and they got silver on one side, white. Some are white, some are black.
Yep.
And
That's what I use too. And I'm not an Amazon shopper, as you know, Don. So you know that I really broke with my own personal tradition in order to follow that particular suggestion.
but they're a
Yep.
nice size. They work really well.
Yep.
They are. And I
Stand
like
up
the
on their own.
flexibility of different colors. That was great.
Right.
And stand up on their own. Yep.
And I just threw that little flag on top of that card to cut down the light on the background on that black card. It was just kind of lighting up a little bit too much.
So
Just laid up.
you've been working with me for 2 years now, right?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. Do you see as much as I see the difference in your photography?
Oh yeah.
Remember when you first started,
All light.
I used to tease you because you'd have a softbox here and a softbox here and a softbox here and a softbox over here and another softbox in the back. And finally we're down to like one light. So,
One light. Once in a while, 2 lights.
Yep. Well, always that once in a while. Yeah. Really nice, Joe.
Thanks.
Super nice. Kit.
Hey, Don. Hi,
Hey,
everybody.
Kit. This is just, it's like a piece of art, my friend. It's like
Thanks.
a piece of art. Well, no, it's not like a piece of art. It is a piece of art. It's really, really beautiful. How
Thank
did
you.
you get in that tight?
I just used I got a 60 macro Nikon,
Okay.
and that's probably the close distance that lens is. So I just got focused as close as I could go and then moved the camera.
Got it. Are you on a tripod or some sort of the device to hold it up?
Yeah, on a tripod, but I just kind of moved the whole thing till it started coming into focus and then fine focused from there.
It's just, again, it's that impressive picture of something that we all know exists in the world, but look at the texture up here on this thing here. It's really great. Did you touch up the apple at all?
I did. There was some little flaws that I got rid of, but not too many.
It's a great shot, man.
Thank you.
It's a great shot. Let's look at your light.
I did a bunch of different apples, and that was the better of the ones. So
Okay. So you lit it kind of from the side then, from this
lit
side
it from
over
the
here.
side and turned the apple just slightly so that the left side caught the light a little more.
Got it. How much power is behind this little softbox here?
It was, I think it's a 250 watt. It's not a speed light. It's like a studio strobe.
Okay.
So it was pretty strong.
Yeah, well, you're at f32. You know, it's a that's a lot of darkness going through that lens. You
Yeah.
need the light. You need the light to bring it back. Just really, really pretty. What I like about it so much is you didn't let this go so dark that we couldn't tell what it was. You know, exposure shouldn't give us, in not every case, but in most cases, exposure shouldn't give us just like big black holes of stuff. And you just kept it right on the edge. Super.
Yeah, I
super
tried
job.
putting some white cards up there, but then I liked it better with that shadow.
White cards can do two things. They can fill it in nicely and they can wipe out any mood. You know, if you're
Yeah.
not careful with them. They'll fill in all your shadows if that's what you want them to do. They'll do it, but you can lose touch with what you were trying to create. Nicely done, Kit.
All right, thank you.
Mark Shaw.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Mark. Love your little highlight on the top of this stuff. What are these? These are tarts or?
Yep. Yep. My wife got some tart shells from our next door neighbor. And when I saw them, I thought, this is a no brainer. I got to shoot this.
Yeah. That's like, is that like cherries or cherry filling or what?
Strawberry and blackberry.
Okay. I love the highlights on it and the graphic, you know, you really, you know, hit it out of the park. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's like, it's almost like a painting. It's so perfect. Dead center. You know what I would tell you to do? Just a tiny bit, Mark. Like we don't even want to breathe it. Just there is just put a little bit of a pop on the center and just get a little bit of vignette on the edges.
Okay.
But don't pull this down. I mean, this still has to look nice and bright. Just, I'm even thinking that you might leave the edges alone if you brought the middle out. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, because I don't know if I need you to darken it. I just think I would love to pull that center one out just a little tiny bit.
Okay.
Yeah, good, man.
Just use the exposure brush in Lightroom.
That's one way to do it. Yeah. Another way, do you have Nick?
Yes.
Okay. Nick has light and center, dark and edge, that set of things.
Yep.
Go to the regular one where it's the regular vignette. It's like a 50 in the middle and a 50 on the edge.
Yep.
Just drag the edge ones in just a little bit. So you're going to, with that slider, you're going to make them less dark, but because the center should lighten itself. It should add about, 20% to the middle of it. Should be everything you need right there.
Okay.
All right. Very good.
Thanks, Don.
And what did you use, sir? You got a 105. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a Nikon, right?
That's right. D810.
Yeah. Nikon 105, one of my favorite lenses. Mine is really small, by the way, compared to I just saw the new one the other day. A guy was shooting with it. My 105 is manual, everything, right? It's half the size. It is literally 1/2 the size of the new ones.
Well, I should point out the camera's a Nikon. The lens is a Sigma.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. A Sigma art line?
Nope. No, I got it before the art line came out.
Just a regular old Sigma, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, this one's nice. But this is when you add the graphics in like that, it just changes everything.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of, this is nice. It's a picture of tarts, nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing special about it. Where this just, I mean, that'd make a hell of a poster.
Okay.
You know, print on a wall in a restaurant or something like that. Just really, really gorgeous. Really gorgeous. Sarah, are you
Well,
here?
thanks, Tom.
Yes, you are here. I see that
I am
big
here.
purple F there. Sarah is here. You know,
Yep.
sometimes you feel like one of these, huh?
Yeah, that's all I kept saying when I was doing it.
I love the simplicity of it. Look, if that guy can sell a potato for $1 million,
I could sell a walnut.
you should be able to get at least $1.25 million for this. So that's
Yeah,
always been
Go ahead.
always been my business plan, Sarah. One photograph, charge $1 million. I'm gone.
One potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played around with the inside this morning, and I think I like the inside a little bit better, but
I don't know if it's better. It shows us a little more. We got
Yeah.
that inside of the nut and everything, but I think
And
this is just, it's so classic. Is it suspended or what did you do? Is it?
I got it propped up with like I used a glue gun and stuck it to the top of like a tripod head, and then I just photoshopped it out. And then I shot the background clean and just photoshopped it out.
Okay. Oh, all right. So there we go.
Okay. Oh,
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's kind of gutsy, you know, in its own way. You know, it's kind of gutsy. It's like, this is a nut. I mean, you've got to do 4 other nuts now, right? You know that.
I've done them in, I did it in like a rusty red color, green, something else, grayish.
Got to do a walnut. Gotta do
Oh, other
pistachio.
nuts. I see. I thought you
Other
meant
nut.
background.
Got to do a
Okay.
walnut and a pistachio and a Brazil, you know, maybe a couple Brazils. Yeah, absolutely. Just show us the nut, you know, just like, that's it. Really,
Okay.
that's cool. It's a great, it's a really, really good idea.
Thank you.
Really, really good idea. Okay, RE is not here. Did we do pouring shots last week? No, we didn't. What did we do last week, guys?
Texture last week. We haven't done a pour in this class.
Okay. RE, I don't know what this the assignment is that you shot for here. Not bad. I want to get this. This has got to be brighter. I know it's espresso, but it's got to be brighter, and you got to bring this up in here. It looks a little dark to me. There's no pop to it, and I think there's pop in your image. So get back in here into this foam, even though it's a brown foam. I know it's a brown foam for this product, but we got to pop it. Might a little more contrast while you're edging your contrast up, and watch your exposure, because sometimes you change the contrast, change the exposure, and play with it. Let's pull it up just a little bit, and we can pull some drama out of it. Very cool. All right. Oh, I know what it is. He's doing a close-up of the pour. All right. Yep. The criticism still stands. It's just fine. It's exactly for the class. We're getting all these bubbles, but we're not getting enough highlight on one bubble, on side of the bubble, and in contrast on the other. So you're going to have to work it in. Get it in nice and poppy. And I think you can do that with Lightroom. I think you can probably just do the whole thing in Lightroom and set some curves there. Very cool. Candy Cane by Greg.
Hey, Don.
Hey, buddy. Is this floating or no? It's not floating. It's the
No, sitting on a white surface.
white paper against white surface, and we maintain it all the way through. Nice. I like the simplicity of it, Greg. This is your style of photography right here, is to just break everything away and just come into the essence of what it is. How much cleanup on the candy?
Quite a bit, actually. The candy is dull and didn't look very good, so I ended up painting it with a little bit of olive oil. And then I got highlights like specular.
Oh, yeah.
And then so I cloned those all back out because it looked like it was coated with oil.
Okay.
So it's brighter and the color is more saturated with the oil on top. And so I thought it looked better for sure. The color of the candy is much duller, and the white chocolate is, kind of, I don't know, not gray per se, but duller color. So definitely a little cleanup on it.
What did we do for lighting here? Let's see.
Just one light.
Right over the top. Oh, and you're right in the edge of the light.
Yeah.
Okay. This is called the feather of the light, folks. His light is literally all of it's behind the subject. The subject's right here. No white cards or anything, just went with it as it was?
Just like that.
Yeah.
Focus stacked.
How many?
18 frames.
That's very cool, my friend. You focus stack something like this. It gives us, we don't necessarily know what's going on, but we know it doesn't look like we normally see something shot close up with shallow depth of field. Very cool, Greg. What, see, D800, 60 millimeter, F11, and 18, you said 18?
Yeah.
Wow, nice. Use Photomatic or Photoshop? Or not Photomatic, what's it called?
Helicon focus.
Helicon? Do you use
Yeah.
Helicon or, yeah?
Yeah. So I have heard people talk about this, and I have never used it, and I've always been a little bit frustrated with my photo stacking because I would turn the focus barrel and it never was precise, and it's like, what the hell am I doing? This is hard to do. And then I downloaded the Helicon, what's the name of the thing? The actual that allows the computer to focus it.
Oh, okay.
So and all of a sudden it's like, wow, yes, get the right tool for the job, and all of a sudden it works a lot better.
Yeah. If and in fact, I think the Helicon software works actually better than the Rails. Rails are that's my go-to is the Rails. That way I don't have to touch any focus on the ring, because when you change the focus on the camera, you're changing size relationships as well.
Right.
So just driving the lens out. Very good, Greg. Really nice.
Yeah. Nina said it's called Helicon Remote, so that's right. That's what it is. But yeah,
cool.
Right.
And that works on your phone or your laptop?
Works on the laptop. You set the near focus and you set the far focus, and then it'll automatically decide how many frames you need. And you just say start shooting, and it just does it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
Obviously, autofocus camera.
Yeah.
So it can control it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Bob Royer.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Bob. Nice and tight with banana, and look at all the nuts. Look at the texture in here. So nice. What did you shoot this with, Bob?
A 150 macro on a full
what
frame.
lens?
That's an IREX. I shoot Pentax, so
Okay.
my lens choices are limited, but I quite like that one.
Yeah. And you went with the nice, I mean, getting the, when you do something like this and you got to have this whole banana in focus, it's not quite there, but it's close enough. It's close enough. The other two are soft enough. So it does give us this corner of the food being in focus. It looks really good. Your light's coming from this side, obviously,
Yes.
but you've got a lot of fill on this side. What are you using over here? Or is it in the?
It's a white card. I had it in tight, and it took away all the shadows, so I kept moving it back.
Yeah, that's the problem with the white cards. It can destroy your shot as well as benefit it. This, I take it, is your scrim.
Yes.
Cool. Cool. I would say in Lightroom. Are you Lightroom or Capture One
Yes.
or what?
Yeah, Lightroom.
Lightroom. I'd go ahead and bring this down about maybe a half stop.
Okay.
Yeah, just bring it down. We get a little more punch from this side. And I like how you brought this in and let us go back across the table, which gives this a lot more dimension. The nuts look good and the contrast looks very good as well.
Thank you.
Good shot.
Thanks.
Adi shot a picture of Mars.
Just about, yes.
I didn't know Mars looked like a cantaloupe, but hey, you learn something every day, Adi.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of background. My wife gave me some money to go out and shoot some fruit. We're remodeling the kitchen, and she wants to put up some of the photos I've already taken. And she said, go get some fruit too, since you're,
oh, cool,
playing around with it. And I picked up this cantaloupe and I shot it first. Really, really tight, but I said to myself, it's such an alien type of
very clever.
And I said, let's pull back and shoot it as if it was like a moon or something floating around in space.
That's what I mean. These things really do look like meteor hits.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's Detroit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and of course.
Cool.
Yeah, and of course given the fact that I was trying to make it feel more like a moon or something shot by like Voyager 1 or somebody, something in space, I went back and violated the basic rules. I brought the strobe light around to the front. And,
if you're gonna do something like this, light it from the front like that. It has that sort of, it looks like the moon to us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The contrast in, we get real nitty gritty. The contrast in space is so high that you'd only have half of a cantaloupe and it would lose its effect. So this is a full cantaloupe.
Correct.
As only happens every 30 days. You get a full cantaloupe.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at your behind the scenes. Oh, no behind the scenes?
Yeah, it disappeared.
Oh. Let me go over one more and see if it's on the other side of Denise's. Nope. Huh. Well, we'll know it when we come to it. If it's out there. All right. Denise.
Morning.
Good morning. Wow. I love the sharpness in here. That's so fun. And little things always get me excited. And one of it is this light coming from behind these slices here, giving us light, dark, dark, light, dark, light. It's just really, really cool. This great reflection off the front of this keyway and all the sharpness around that edge just add to the whole effect of coming in really, really tight on something. It's dramatic and it's artistic in that we don't get to see this very often. Now tell me how much post did you do? Did you have a lot of stuff to clean up and fix? And
well, let's see, the backlight there that you were pointing out was really bright, so it drew the eye back. And so I used some dodge and burn and even a little bit of color to tamp that down, because it it was just so bright compared to the front, compared to the Hero. So I did that. I added more contrast to the seeds and the little lead up, the little darker pieces around the seeds. I added more contrast there.
Okay.
And I have this plugin that I really like. It's called Tony Kuiper Luminosity Masks.
Yes, I use them all the time.
Do you? Yeah.
Yep.
So I used a mid-tone luminosity mask to to add mid-tone contrast. And that's about it.
Yeah, Tony's from my neck of the woods. He lives up in
Is he?
not too far from Tuba City
Oh, okay.
on the Indian reservation.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know he lived on the Indian reservation.
Really, really good photographer. Really,
Yeah.
really good.
And then Sean Bagshaw has done really great videos of how to use the plugin.
Oh, okay.
So I have to plug both those guys, let's say.
Yeah. Well, yes, I've been using Tony Kuiper's since it was an action.
Yeah.
First time he put it out, it was a whole set of actions.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. It's just so pretty.
Thank
So
you.
bright, lively.
Thanks.
And you light daylight from the back. Oh, so it's all natural light then.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I wanted to point out my cookie box. You know how you talk about the coffee where you find the inside? Okay, so here's my cookie box. And so it's
Oh.
Back to Nature cookies, and
Yep.
inside it's got this stuff.
Oh,
so-
my wife just got some of those cookies.
Yeah, so you don't have to necessarily get coffee. You can get Back to Nature cookies.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that aluminum, that soft aluminum just really is, I can't say enough about what a beautiful reflector surface it is. Really nice. What camera did you use?
USR and
USR?
a Sigma Macro 150 lens.
Mm-hmm. Really nice, Denise. Where do
Thank
you
you.
live?
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. Okay. Yeah. So you're a little bit less days of sunlight than we have, but we do get a lot of sunlight out here in the desert Southwest.
Even in the winter.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we have high pressure zones in the winter, and yep.
But our light in the winter can be very blue because we can end up with deep blue skies.
Mhm.
Looking north, looking south, they get a little grayer, but yeah, cool. Nicely done, Denise. Real pretty
Thanks
shot.
so much.
Really pretty
Thank you.
shot.
Thanks.
Mr. J.
Morning, Don. How are you?
Good. So we got some like souvenirs and blueberries.
Yeah, there's the shells from the shell collection and a bunch of blueberries.
All right. Is this highlight blowing out, or is there just no color on that part of the shell?
There just isn't any color in
Got
that.
it. Okay. You know, I really love the color on the top of these blueberries.
Uh-huh.
Really, really cool. But you know what I think, Jay, it needs?
What?
Because of your composition, I think it needs a vignette.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah. I
pretty
think it needs a vignette
simple
to
to do.
pull us right in here.
I
to where
thought
all this is
I
happening.
thought about that, but I didn't quite do it. So I'll give it another go. See what it comes up with.
So an XT1, 400 ISO, and natural light, or
Yeah, it's natural light. I put it up against a large door with my front kitchen door with a window. So
Oh,
the
okay.
light was coming in from the south. And it gives it, the scrim softened it up, and then the whiteboard brightened up the other side of it a bit.
very cool.
But it's fun. The starfish, the detail of the starfish is really fun. Is really
Yeah.
great. I really like that.
Yeah, and that's what I think. A little bit of a vignette around here will pull the starfish up. I would warm your seashell
Mm-hmm.
and even the
Okay.
starfish just ever so slightly, which will bring out the blues of the background.
Yeah, this was the first time that I used the Lightroom color grading circles. And they're quite simple to use, and they do give quite a range of possible effects. So that's what the blue came from. So
Yeah, very cool. Thank you, Jay.
thank you.
There we go. Yeah, cool. Very cool. Whoa. What in the world? Is this broccoli?
It's
Really?
broccoli. Yep, it is.
Wow. That is, you're when we do, you got in way tight too, didn't you?
Yeah, I used an extension tube.
That's now, is this natural light or are you strobing this?
No, natural light. The same as usual. I haven't got a background shot, sorry. But same as usual, window on the right and white card on the left. But it's quite slow, so it was like 1/8 of a second.
That's really, really cool. My daughter heard me say, wow, and had to come in and look at it. And she had to go and get my wife to come in and look at it. This is the kind of stuff that is so unique, Karina, that when you put this in a portfolio, it just helps your group of pictures stand out. You know, so many of us have pictures from over here. You know, the subject's over there and we're over here. And it's so fascinating when we bring the subject over to where we are as the viewer and say, oh no, take a look at this. That's really clever and it's very pretty and it's super well lit.
It works quite well in black and white as well.
I bet it does.
Yeah. But
I bet it
the
does.
green was just a little bit more interesting, I thought.
Yep. And if you use, did you ever shoot film?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Yep.
remember putting a green filter on here would turn this to a very bright image, right?
Yeah.
It's going to do that. What's nice about Photoshop is all those filters that we used back in black and white days are available to us in the color mixer channel, and you can apply the green filter, but you can apply it at a percentage rather than back in the day it was on or off. You had, you know, full on or
Yes.
full off. Really, really nice.
Thank
Love
you.
that. Are you on a tripod, Karina, or is
Yes.
it
Yep, definitely.
nicely done? And what is your lighting?
So it was window.
Okay, so you're about like f8 at a eighth of a second, or
Yeah, 6.3, and I put the ISO up to 400.
okay. Really nice. Really nice. Nina.
Yes, sir.
You know, you can just go ahead and put this up on Etsy right now as a poster and sell a crap out of it. I'm not
Fun.
kidding. I'm not kidding. It's just really, that's just so cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. Now, when I say sell the crap out of it, I mean that in a good way. Okay, it's not. Wow. D850 24-70. So ISO 3200. So window light.
Yep. Next shot. Yeah, I've been having fun just shooting window light. I have some really nice windows in my kitchen, and in the morning it's just really soft light. So it doesn't take much.
This time of year is when I start playing on the back porch.
Yeah.
Like 1st of November, because we've got just wonderful light, and it's under 113, which is so important. We've got all this beautiful light coming from the south, and I start playing on the back. We've got a porch, and we've got sheer curtains hanging, and so it's like working inside a softbox. It's so much fun. I would tell you this. I'm gonna be really picky because it's so perfect. Okay, let's fix those little thingies right there.
You know, it's funny. I fixed a lot of stuff, but that one I left in. But you're good. You saw it.
We'll fix that one up, and we'll get rid of that one right there, and you're on your way. That's a beautiful shot. Are you a food shooter, a tabletop shooter?
Absolutely not. This is my first attempt. So one trick that I did with this, and I've never done it before, it's not a trick, but in Lightroom, I took down the texture and I took down the clarity. And so that's where a lot of this softness comes from.
Yep. I just saw a YouTube on using the calibration tool way down at the bottom of Lightroom. And most of us, has anyone here ever played with a calibration tool?
Little bit.
I mean, like kick it in for the lens or camera that you're using?
No, way at the bottom, color calibration.
Yep, I've used that one.
Yeah, done.
Green?
I messed
Yep.
with it.
Yeah, I'll put up here, when we get to the end, somebody say, Don, get that video. I'll get that video and put it in the chat window for you. Take a look at it. It's really, really interesting. I mean, super interesting what you can do with that channel, because it doesn't, it applies color globally, where your HSL sliders only do the color. So you can apply a lot of red to the shot, go up to the HSL. So the red affects the greens, it affects the blues, it affects everything, right? Then you go up to the HSL and remove the red, and it leaves it in the greens and the blues. It just takes the red itself down. It's just fascinating what this young man has found out. He uses it for landscape to great effect. I think it would be killer in food as well. Really nice, Nina. Just lovely shot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but as somebody's been doing this for a long ass time, you go, really, it was that simple?
It was.
It was that simple, and it's that cool. That's great. Very cool.
Thank you.
Ron, are these chocolate or cinnamon or what?
They're Starvanas, the seed pod for the anise seed.
I still don't even know what that is, I think.
Well, it's a spice.
Oh, okay. And they only use that little bean?
I don't even know. I think they probably cook the whole, with the whole thing, and then probably fish it out when, before they serve the dish.
Okay. That's really nice, Ron. Now,
Thank you.
It looks like window light. Am I right?
Yeah, but it's not. No, it's softbox.
Softbox. It just looks so much like window light. Look where your softbox is. Okay, so your softbox is back a bit, like a window would be. You're flagging the board off. Keep the light off the front of this image.
Right. Yes.
Letting it.
And the ceiling in the studio is white, so I get a lot of reflected light down just
Okay.
from the ceiling too.
So whenever you're here on the table, you do have some natural ambient coming from the top whenever the strobe.
Yes.
pops.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. We got a white card here. So if you can't see it, folks, it's right in on the, looks like it's on the table right
It
here.
is, and propped up against the camera.
Okay, right up against the lens of the camera. Let's go back and look what we've ended up with here. Darkening it up just a little bit up front here. I like what you did with that flag, because that feeling of light coming in from the back as well as the side, it's really special.
Well, I put a bit of a vignette around it too in Lightroom. So
What did you do post with color? Did you do anything at all?
yes, I did. I'm trying to remember. Yes, I did. I'm sure I did in Photoshop. Did the color adjustment sliders, not channels, but the color adjustment, and probably adjusted the yellows and the reds just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure I warmed it up some. It was a little cool to my taste, right out of the camera.
Well, it looks really, really good. Looks really, really good. And your lens was a 120 millimeter equivalent. So you're on a
Yeah, I'm shooting Olympus, and it's it's a half size sensor, so it's a 60 millimeter macro, Olympus macro. So it's equivalent of 120 full frame.
Okay. Cool.
And I kept backing down or kept opening the lens wider to get, substantial fall off of the focus. And I was pretty happy with this one.
Yeah. You've got all of this in here. It just really stands out. And I love it. You got it down here. We lose it here a little bit, but I don't think it matters on this photograph.
Well, I wondered about that, and I decided that I kind of liked it falling off there. So, and of course, the rim of the spoon, it was really, I thought, was quite pretty being so softly focused.
Yeah, it gives this arc of focus right in here. Just gives it more meaning. I like it a lot.
All right, thank you. Thanks.
Stephanie. There's Steph here. Cool stuff. Very simple. I love the color, the red and the pink. I love the color. Very simple. Looks like she's using some sort of spotlight. Oh, snoot. Snoot from the side. Let's look again. Nice. I love the little shadow in here. I love the whole aspect thing of them just kind of sitting over there, Steph. Kind of fun. Great color. I wish you were here. Todd McIntosh is that, boy, is this tea? What is that?
They're black sesame seeds.
Oh, okay. Really like this little reflection you got going back here, man.
Thanks. I had to lighten it up in post because it kind of disappeared.
The patina in this spoon is just incredible.
Yeah, that's what I picked it for. It was my mom's. It was from 1967, Canadian Centennial Celebration.
Wow. That's cool. Folks, whenever you're out at, driving around like in the woods or wherever rural is around you, hit a thrift store or two, because if you can pick up some of these old spoons that have all this patina and the silvers, kind of tarnished nicely, really, really can add to your food photography a lot. And just give you something other than like a brand new spoon from IKEA or something like that.
Yeah.
Keeping the silver all the way around the sesame seeds, that's cool as well. It isolates the subject really beautifully.
Thank you.
What's your Canon 77D?
Yes.
Okay. ISO 4 at 5, 1/400th. Okay. And the lighting is what?
Window light that I put through a scrim and then a white card on the other side.
Okay. So the window light, that looks like it's actual sunlight coming right through the window.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you had to put a scrim here, otherwise it was just hard, sharp light. Yeah. And got in really, really tight. So using a 70-200, did it focus this tight, your 70-200?
Well, I was quite a ways away from it at the time, but yeah, I mean, I think I was maybe 3-4 feet away.
You got to be pretty much max focus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very, very clever shot, Todd. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yep. Jim Hill.
Hello.
Well, we know what Jim did in college.
That's my inspiration.
These are tiny, are they not?
Yeah, they're like probably the size of the diameter is probably the size of like an ink pen.
Wow. So, okay, obviously stacked 8 images with Helicon, and it's the stacked that just gives us this kind of, when I first saw it, it's like, whoa, it's kind of weird because I know how big they are, and there's no way this should be in focus, you know? And you pulled it off. This is great. Jim.
Well, thank you.
This is really great. Really, really fun. I'm slightly annoyed with that light.
Okay.
Only because see this coming through the mushrooms?
Right.
Let's snag one of those and slip it in back there. Because there's nothing else on this page that's pure white except that. And whenever I'm looking at this, my eye keeps wandering over to that. Let's take it down to that and then perfect. Perfect.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. I love this thing. And now we got to go see how you lit it, sir.
Well, I did have a behind the scenes shot. I'm kind of traveling, but it's just a speed light through a scrim with
From
a
the
couple of
top?
fill cards.
From the top?
From yeah. Well, no, it's from the back. It's back. I lit it from the back.
Got it. Okay, so you backlit it and then you added fill cards around it.
Right.
So this highlight that we're getting here, is that bounced off the ceiling?
No, it'd be off the fill cards.
Fill cards. Okay. Yeah, I love this feeling of light through here. That's a cool shot. Is tabletop something you do a lot, or is this kind of something new? Or
Oh, it's kind of new. I've been I took your previous class, not the last one, but the previous one, and I've been there about a year, I guess.
Excellent. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just a striking photograph. I was wondering, Phil, what this was when I was looking at the thumbnails. Now I realize it's a tiny slice of red bell pepper.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, sorry, I put it through on Phil's Facebook page instead of mine.
So this sounds like Alex. Is this Alex?
It's Jan.
It's who?
It's Jan Wilding.
Oh, Jan Wilder. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah. This is kind of pretty. It's very filmic. What did you do in your post-processing? I don't think that's grain. I'm looking at it here. I was thinking it looked a little grainy in here, a little noisy, but I don't think it's noise at all. I think that's actually the dang bell pepper.
Yeah, I did use a bit of detail extractor in the Nik filters.
Okay. That works out very well. This works out well here. Your reflection is lovely. This detail is, and your composition is fun. Composition is fun. Right down here, we get the little tail coming up down there. Your composition works right in. It's almost like a pepper itself. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
How you've done this? It's almost like a pepper, complete pepper, but it's just a part of a pepper. And the light is speed light. Is it a hard speed light or is it a softbox?
It's a very small softbox. It's about 8-inch by 12-inch softbox, which we've had for years, and we've hardly used it. And I'm very new to using speed lights anyway. I've only been using them for a couple of weeks, and so I wanted to try this because I wanted a more directional light. I'm not quite sure I achieved that though.
You do have a directional light, but I'm going to give you just a little touch of advice. First of all, I'm going to preface it by saying the shot that you have is really nice. So this is not to say, oh, this would make it tons better. Just
mostly fruit and veg.
when you're working with these
very
little guys.
You could have extended left from that point of view.
Hold on, we got somebody.
Precisely. That with the fact they actually have traced the fact that grain has influenced the actual gene sequence of the human. We're actually different because of grain. Mm-hmm. We have
Got to find out.
Alex or
no, they don't. Just because things have changed since then.
It's Alex Baker.
It was and it's not proven.
Got it. All right, it's Alex. All right.
Okay.
So get your softbox back here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Rule of thumb. I just want you to think this is a rule of thumb, okay? But it's a very big thumb. The rule of thumb is light the food from the back.
Okay.
Okay. Unless you
Yeah.
have an absolute reason, like we had for the cantaloupe, to have that light coming from the front, move your light around. It's called the arc of beauty, from side to back to side. When we go in the front, which is great for landscape and certain types of things, but when we're working this close on the table, it tends to flatten our subject rather than add dimension to it. Okay.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
that being said, your shot is very nice. And as far as you're working with this little strobe, very cool. Do you have a light meter, or are you just shooting it until you get it right?
I was doing it tethered shooting, so I was just changing the power until I got it round about right.
Okay, very good. Do you see the highlight we're getting here off these?
Yeah.
Every one of those highlights are coming from that softbox. And if we and that fill card that's to the back. Because the softbox is lighting this up, but it's also lighting that fill card up, and that fill card is coming back and helping adding to the little bit of the light coming in here. When you move it around, you'll be astounded at the changes it makes in the work.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, I'll try that then. Thank you.
Got it. You got it.
Thanks.
Keep after it. You just make it happen. Judy Hernandez. I remember the name. Rambutan fruit.
Yes, yes.
And what does rambutan fruit taste like?
It's kind of mild, and the texture is like a grape without the skin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is a pit, and yeah. I had to kind of work it a little bit with a knife when I opened up the fruit, because the outer shell is kind of leathery, and then that little fruit just pops out.
That shell is so fascinating.
Yeah, it is. I think I'm the only one buying them at Safeway. Yeah.
Well, I think after seeing this on the inside, I think I may pick one up today. Just test it out, see what it tastes like. Is it you just eat the fruit then? That's it? You don't have to cook it or?
No, you just eat it raw. Yeah,
Okay.
there is a pit, and you got to take the pit out. That's not edible, obviously, but yeah.
Well, I like what you did. You got your focus. You're right in here. We're losing it over here on this front one, and I wish we didn't.
Yeah, it's the lens that I used.
Oh,
I used the lens.
You used the lens, baby.
Yeah, that's the only lens I have that allows me to get closer than a foot.
Ah, okay. I'm
So
glad
I
you
had to-
explained it. I'm glad you explained it, because my next question is, what the hell were you thinking?
Well, I had to use f/16 because that's the only, f-stop that,
Got it.
well, f8, f11, and f16, you start to lose some of that softness. Otherwise, it's a lens designed for softness,
Yes. Yeah, and do you have the new one where you can actually, like, it mounts? Because the one I have looks like a piece of it was their very first model. It looks so
yeah.
squishy. And you use your thumbs on the front.
Oh no, I've got the lens Baby Velvet 56, and
Okay.
it looks like any other lens. It's
Yeah.
just, typically I use it for flowers and stuff around my yard.
Okay.
But
Well, it doesn't look all that bad, because you did get these guys, which are bright against the dark. That works out really well. Like I say, and you realize these would be a little bit better if these were all sharp in here. That looks pretty nice and tasty sharp.
yeah.
So, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Lighting, softbox.
I used a softbox, and there is a behind the scenes softbox to the rear. I just bought that Lume Cube, so I had to try it out. I probably didn't need it. I probably could have used a white card on the left, but I wanted to try it. And then both the white card and that aluminum foil up front are both on either side of the lens barrel.
Okay. Well, remember with the little light here, it's a small light source.
Right.
And so no matter what you do on something like this, it is going to be a hard light source.
Uh-huh.
You know, the people who sell this go, oh, look, soft lighting. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not even close to soft lighting, but it is diffused.
Yes, it's got that little
Yeah,
white
and so-
casing on it.
So the way soft lighting works in the real world is the larger the light source, the softer the light, because the transition from the lit area to the shadow area is a wide transition. It
Right.
falls off, right? When
Right.
you use a small light source, the transition is hard. So, you know, that's why you get that shadow. If you're using a speed light, the shadow from the nose and everything, and it's just sharp. A diffused sharp light will break this slightly, and you get a fuzzy edge. Now, this is still as dark as a speed light, right? This is still as bright as a speed light, but that edge gets a little softer, and that's what they call, that's what the small lighters call soft light. It's really not soft, it's diffused.
Oh.
I've heard they're very good. These are great to carry around when you're doing food on location.
Uh-huh.
One of those, and then one of those cheap Amazon panels about this big. You can do a lot of work with these guys.
Well, I'm playing with it. I've only had it like a week, so
Cool. And it's a strobe, or is it continuous?
it's continuous.
Okay.
I had it on full power at 56K.
Good. Let's go back and see what it did here. It's giving you that little edge right there. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, cool. Well, let us know what you think of it.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Trisha.
Hello.
Hi. Coffee beans. Right up into the bowl. You brought us right into the coffee beans. Very nice. 5D Mark II 50 millimeter with extension tube. Okay. Got the glass nice and clean. Excellent. Excellent. Got a little bit of something going on here. Do you see this little, not want to move it. See this little dark area right here?
Yeah.
Blend that if you can, and let's get rid of these two guys.
Yeah.
Because anything that's bright, that's surrounded by dark, our eyes are going to look at it.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's do that. What did you do in post?
I brought up exposure. I brought up saturation. Yeah, I got it right here. So I knew you would ask. And I brought up the highlights.
Okay. Yeah. These coffee beans look very real to me. That's exactly what I expect these coffee beans to look like. That looks cool. Yeah. And you're using got a light source. Oh, I know we have it behind the scenes because I saw it. Yeah, you got your camera right there.
Yeah.
Down on it. Softbox on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a white card. Johnson deck and all.
Mm-hmm. You know, part of me wants to say, let's get that box in here.
Closer.
Yeah. Let's get this box right in here, right on top of it. That's part of me, okay? There's another part of me that says, let's leave it where it is, because your contrast is so nice and tight and bright. You know, get your highlight, not highlight, and the whole bit. So I would say if you get a chance, try it. But I am not going to say that'll make it better for this one, because this looks really good. Okay.
Okay. So now, okay, so I don't understand. So I guess focus stacking. So I'm at 16. So this is as good as I can get. So focus stacking would take me, it's like a software that I would use that would make the entire thing in focus. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes. So let's say for this shot here, you've got from here to here in focus. Okay. So you set the camera up. First of all, you focus on the front.
Okay.
So we got to make sure that the camera will focus that close. You focus on the front. And then the software takes a picture here and a picture here and a picture here. And it just walks itself right on back, taking pictures until it's got a picture and the camera's refocused at every one of those points.
Okay.
And then it blends them together. The Heliton software blends them together and doesn't allow any soft edges to appear. It brings everything into focus.
So is there a way to make just the beans in focus, but not like the plate behind there in focus? That would stay out of focus?
Yeah, that would be, do you know what masking is in
Yeah.
Photoshop? That would be masking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's no way that the camera won't get this in focus and that in
Right.
focus either. But yeah, once all this is in focus, then you can go in,
Okay,
mask
and then-
these out, and then just subtly lower the opacity on the other layers to get what you want.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Nicely done, Tricia.
Thank you.
Yeah, when you're in that close with a 50 millimeter, when you're that close with a 50 millimeter, we're all kind of shocked. That's like, but I'm at f/16.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have lots of depth of field. Yeah, we're lucky to get 1.5 inches in that close. Thank you very much. Oops, I got to get rid of those lines. Very cool. Nice set. Oh, are you the last? You're not the last one. Oh, here it is. Sorry. It's there. All right. Lael.
Hi, Don.
Hi. Is that a grape?
That is a yellow cherry tomato.
Oh, okay. Then you went for a very shallow depth of field to use the background as a palette back there. And I really, really like the fact that you kept this guy in focus and all these little chives up here right on the edge of it. Really, really cool. F11, which lens? F11?
It's 100 macro.
100 macro, okay. That's just really special, man.
Thanks.
Good color using the yellow, but I think what really makes this shot for me, when I look at shots like this, I'm always, the big stuff is easy. It's the little stuff that's not, and that little highlight right there just really adds to this picture. It just adds to it. It's that little touch. And the same one with that one right on the edge, that little highlight there, and this one coming in from over here. It's what gives it the dimension of the picture. And that's one of those reasons that we were just talking about, of keeping your light from behind. Now you have your light from behind, as we can see over here, but you have white cards up front.
Correct.
Right. And you're essentially when you first do the lighting from the back, you'll find that you think that big softbox is going to light everything up, and it doesn't. It doesn't light everything up.
No.
It's the cards to the front that starts adding the stuff to your picture. That starts adding the color, the texture, everything to the picture. And that's why you should have a flat white card, a shiny white card. Like foam core has got a shine to it. Foam core will give you more reflection. Real foam core, like Target foam core, will give you real reflection, while the white foam boards that you get at the dollar store are very much more muted. And then you add a little bit of that soft silver, like from coffee cans or cookies, and then a shiny silver. All that works to the front while your main light comes in from the back. Nicely done, Lael.
Thank you.
Yeah. Another one of those thingies. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Don.
Nice. You really, I kind of isolated this little section of this I guess you would call it a bud or something. Isolated it.
I don't know.
And we got all the little texture on that bean or whatever that's called there all the way through. Really nice composition, by the way. Pull those lines in, these guys here. and pulling it in and pulling up with the star there. Very nice, very shallow. What's your aperture? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was F4 on that one.
Okay. Yeah, you have f4, ISO 100, window light with scrims, white card on right for fill. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a white card in really close, don't you?
Yeah. I was trying to light up those seeds down inside that pod. Sometimes they're, I was having trouble getting a highlight on some of those on the right. So
In
I was
here?
trying. Yeah.
You did, you pulled them out. What'd you do in post?
Well, mostly some basic edits, shadows and highlights, little, added a little contrast. And I also played with the split toning and added a little bit of purple in the shadows because the original image was a lot more orange. There was a lot more orange and yellows in it. It was a little too much. So I toned those down and just added a little purple in the shadows.
Okay, so you split toned that purple in.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. I like that. Really like the shot. That warmth that you, and I think that a little bit is that color grading you did. You added that purple to it. Really makes it feels very friendly, very food-like.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, nicely done. You having fun doing this stuff?
I am. I'm having a blast. I never really thought I wanted to shoot food. But I'm having a blast. Yeah.
Good. I want you to have a blast. I want you to have a blast. Wow, Stephen got right down into the right down into the cake here. Is this carrot cake, Stephen, or?
It's what Fry's calls a chocolate carrot cheesecake. I can't recommend it. It looks pretty, but tastes terrible.
Well, and that's the nice thing about these shows, folks. You just we're doing lighting, and you just got a food recommendation from Steve. So, Stephen, favorite tacos?
Favorite tacos? Anything
Yeah.
I made that comes off the smoker.
All right, there you go. Tacos at Steve's house. All right, Stephen, this is a nice shot. I like what you did with your light, pulling it down back here, bringing our eyes all the way up to, because, when you look at the shot, that's our shot right about there.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. This cheesecake, that cake, and these nuts and things up here on the bowl. And then instead of letting this thing just be one tone, you darkened it a little bit around here. Now, did you do that in post, or is that with flags, or what?
It's mostly done in post with the gradient tool.
Okay.
Just kind of vignetted, but the highlight is the radial tool in Lightroom as well, just to bring it that little extra pop.
Just popped it right in here. Yep. I'm gonna leave those scratches up to you. Personally, I would take them out because the fork doesn't look that damaged to do it. Now, here's the thing I'll tell you about it. Are you familiar with a technique that's called
Frequency separation.
Thank you. Frequency separation.
Sure.
You can use frequency separation on chrome and watches and things, and it works like a charm. So the frequency separation in here would clean this fork up almost perfectly. And what's nice about frequency separation, it ends up on its own layer, right? So then you look
Right.
at it and you go, wow, that made it look like a brand new, off the shelf, never been used fork. Great. Dial it back a little bit. Just dial it back till it has a little patina to it. Really, really cool. And I like this angle, by the way. The angle is really cool because this part of the fork, which is usually a pain in the butt because it's reflecting some studio somewhere, is actually reflecting the tines up here. So that turns out really well.
Thank you, sir.
Good shot. And your camera and lens, sir?
5D Mark IV. That's my 2470 with the long Canon extension tube on it.
Oh, okay.
I had all that lovely setup, and then the only thing you can really see is the bite. So
Oh yeah.
I sort of forgot macro. As soon as I plugged it in, looked, I went, "You dork! You didn't have to mess with any of that stuff."
You didn't need you didn't need the surface. You didn't need the cup.
The napkin, none of that stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool.
The only thing I couldn't get quite the way I wanted to and had to do in post was, you can see by my hand there is a little bit of whiteboard. I just couldn't get it in a place where I could really pop that light, so I had to do it in post.
Okay. And you just use the Lightroom brush?
Yep. Well, that was the radial.
Okay. Radio film. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Laura Nino. Laura, are you here?
Hi, Don.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
All right. So your light is nice and soft. Let me ask you, it looks like you've got some blue in this picture. And yet when I come over here, that's a tungsten light, or is that like a curly fluorescent light?
It's a curly fluorescent light.
All right. That makes sense. All right. Got a little, do you see the blue and the greens?
Yeah.
I would warm it. Are you
Okay.
Lightroom or?
Lightroom. I use Lightroom.
I would warm the whole thing up globally.
Okay.
In your warmth slider way at the top.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Now, you went for that real tight little sliver of focus, which is so fun to do on corn. You did a nice job with it. I like it. I like the fact that it seems to be at an angle. I don't think you didn't shoot this at an angle, did you?
Yes, I was.
Oh, you did? You turned it?
Yeah, I turned it.
Okay. All right. Because that's a neat effect. It's really a neat effect.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. All these leading lines bringing us up into the picture.
Mhm.
I like this one down here bringing us into the picture. There's no doubt what is supposed to be in this picture. No doubt about it. Nicely composed. Like I say, the only thing I think I would do is put it back in Lightroom and just warm it a little bit. All right.
Okay. All right.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Alex, wow.
No, I'm so sorry. I totally said my mic was muted.
That's okay.
I'm just thankful you caught us having the end of dinner and I wasn't in the bathroom or something.
Well, I wouldn't want you to take your laptop in there.
Well, you know.
Alex is in her new home in Spain, and then she's got a studio built in. How fun is that?
Yeah, it's very cool.
So this was shot in your new studio, obviously?
No, I actually did this in the old place.
Okay, in the old studio. All right. It's still nice, Alex.
Thanks.
And it's tiny. This is just one cherry, am I right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Is it on the edge of something here?
Yeah, it's on a little, I've got like a little wooden tray that's only about 6 inches by 2 inches. And so I turned that upside down and put it on that.
Yeah, that adds a little tension to it, you know, on there. And we can see that you've got a fairly square light source.
Yeah. It was actually a LED video light.
Okay, like one of those little panels that Amazon sells?
No, a big one. It's one of those falconized ones that you can either put on a stand or it's got Velcro bits, so you can attach it to like car ceilings and that wherever you want. Really.
Oh, okay.
It's like a small softbox size. Because I wanted to do take some video to make a cinematograph as well.
Okay. Cool. I love it. I really like the picture, Alex. I think
and it's focus stacked as well, so that's 3 different images together.
Being able to, you brought your light from the back this way. Our beast, because I can see it's brighter here than it is here.
Yeah, it's actually angled.
You flagged it off?
Yeah,
So the background's a little bit brighter over here than it is here. And our highlight goes right up against this dark side. And our shadow side of the cherry, as it falls off into darkness here, is up against a much brighter background here than it is over here. And that dichotomy just really pops it out, pops the whole picture right out of the background. And I love that. I love that. That's exceptional, Alex. That's really nice.
Thank you. It's actually, I've done a series of them now. I've done like 3 or 4. I think the behind the scenes one is actually from the previous one I did. Yeah. From you can see the LED light. That was actually strawberry, but I basically kept the same. So I can recreate that same setup for different kind of
That's
things.
a big
I might try and do a
LED
Brussels sprout or something as well.
That's a huge LED light.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I mean, it's not massive. It's smaller than a. I don't know what size that would be. Actually,
it looks to me like it's at
2
least
foot, 2
20
foot by 1 foot.
2 foot by 1 foot. All right.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
it's soft and pliable.
Yeah, it's flexible. You can roll it up,
Oh, neat.
which is really cool.
Yeah, very, very nice. So we've got that through this diffuser, through that
And
diffuser.
another diffuser, yeah, because I just couldn't get it soft enough.
Well, it's
Did you flip your light or did you flip your image in post? Because
No, I actually this is a cherry, and the behind the scenes one was actually a strawberry that I shot previously. But I just used the same lighting setup, but from the opposite way around. So that's why it's a little confusing.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you, Alex. Lovely.
Thanks.
Lovely. Arnold came down really tight on this dish, and I have no idea what this is. It's like some.
Hi, Don. Hi, everyone. Yeah, it's a caterpillar. So
it's a caper?
It's caterpillar. It's a crostini in Italian, right? So it's, you could see I took a lot of it, a lot of shots of this. And it's just toasted wheat bread, basically, that's on the base. And I have put nori on it, which is the sushi green paper. And I put smoked salmon on top.
Okay.
And that's it.
Wow. It's a
and capers and cheese, Gouda, the yellow ones, and just dill on top.
this nice warm stuff that you got going on in the background here really complements the nice warm stuff you've got going on in the image. And with all this warmth and everything going on, you kept your plate from going like white, nice, dampened it down, and it lets the color pop through here, but it really brings up the green a lot. Brings the green right out of the background.
All right.
Very nice. What did you do in post?
I just basically increased the micro contrast and the vibrance. That's about it. Didn't do
Micro
much.
contrast?
Yeah, just a micro contrast. And here you could see I just changed the plate. That's all I did. The plate on top is actually what I use on the images I submitted.
So this is a big softbox here.
Yeah, that's just a Westcott Apollo.
Uh-huh.
It's a recessed one. And I just had a bare bulb inside and full power, 360 watts second.
Okay, and what is this thing here?
That's because I shoot in the dark. That's just for autofocus. So that I can focus on while in the dark.
All right, good. Go back to the image. Really, really pretty, that light coming from the side there and adding that nice little shadow, all the texture in here. Just a really well done shot.
Do you think it works better than the other ones?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Do you think it works better than the other shots I did? The ones I submitted?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually, usually you guys, you know your shot because you put it up first, and then you start to second guess yourself, and you put up another one, you put up another one. It's the first shot almost every time. Almost every time.
All right, thanks.
Sometimes you're wrong. Carmen,
Yes,
how are you, Carmen?
good.
First to the show, last to be reviewed.
I'll tell you now, I'm a little embarrassed, and now I'm looking at coupons online for the Helicon Soft focus stacking software.
Oh, okay.
And that remote shooting thing that Greg did, I said, that's what I needed on this shot.
Did you focus stack this by hand or?
Yes, I kind of randomly said, okay, something here in the front, focus here, you know, focus there. I kind of randomly picked. What I forgot was that I had set the camera to 2.8 rather than something a little higher.
Okay.
I was like, you know, like I forgot, like my head went into La La Land. Do you know what I mean? Like I should have done like, have it at f8 or f11 and then focus stack.
Well, when you say La La Land, by the way, it's a terrific movie.
Yeah.
So my wife and my daughter forced me to watch it last night. And then I went, okay, it's kind of good.
Ah, good to know. Because I started watching it and it kind of like I got turned off and I didn't.
It's the aesthetic of an old like Fred Astaire movie.
Okay.
But it's modern. And the music is really good. Most of it's jazz, and I like jazz, but it's really, really good. I like this. I don't see what you're seeing in it. I like what you did here. And the thing about your focus stacking, by doing all of this stacking in here and getting all this, it almost looks like a large set of logs, big logs, instead of tiny little cinnamon things.
Yeah, well, these actually are large. These cinnamon sticks are large. Like they're more like the size of a finger.
Oh yeah, but this to me looks like trees. They look like tree logs, you know, because there is so much depth of field to it. I think it looks really good, Carmen. I got no problem with it at all.
Okay.
But if you are going to focus stack, Helicon, I don't think Helicon has a competitor. I know you can do it in Photoshop. I just don't think it's the way to go.
No, I'll make the investment. I've heard enough now because I would do it in Photoshop and I'm like, yeah, it's okay, it's okay. And then after I came out of this, I'm like, and then I saw what Greg did and I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm doing it.
What's it running?
It depends on what kind of a license you get. I think it's they have a pro version that if you buy I was just looking at it.
Do they bundle it with the unit, with the app?
They bundle it with the remote, and that's $55 for a 1-year license.
55 euros?
Dollars. I'm on a VPN right now so that I can buy it in USD.
Got it. Okay.
And then they have a lifetime of that, and that's $200 for a lifetime access. But every once in a while you can get, I also search for coupons, you know, and then you can apply it and.
Well, there it is, right from the horse's mouth, folks. Helicon thinks the photographer has a 4-year lifespan. So you either pay $50 a year or $200 for a lifetime, because at 5 years you're done. You're wiped out. Or actually they'll have a new product for you. No, never fear, they'll have a new product.
Whenever I do focus stacking,
got it for 75.
75?
Yeah,
I have
that's what
I'm looking at Helicon Focus Pro package, and that includes Helicon Focus plus the Helicon remote for desktop computers. I'll put the let's see if I can put the
how
link
much,
in.
Carmen?
The Pro for 1 year is $55. Is what I'm seeing. Let me see if I can get it. I'm on my other computer, so
I don't have. Hey Carmen, I don't have the Pro, but I don't use the remote software because I just manually go through my focus range.
Right.
And I found out the only thing that I've noticed the difference for me is with the Pro, you can save your stack. You can use raw files and stack it. And then with the Pro, you can save it as a DNG. And without the Pro, you have to save it as a TIFF. But that's really the only thing that I've noticed the difference.
Okay, no, but according, maybe I don't know, this is what I'm reading here.
Oh,
I'll
no,
put it
that's
in the
good.
chat. Yeah, I don't know whether, I'm not sure if they say Helicon remote numbers. I like what Greg talked about, that he put the near point and the far point and then it figured it out.
Right.
That's the part I liked, you know,
Yeah.
delegate.
Yep, I just put in, by the way, folks, I just put in the URL for the video on using your calibration to pop your
Don,
your images up. Yeah.
Don, my image still needs to be reviewed.
Oh, I don't think we're done yet. We still have some. Oh, where is your image?
And Phyllis here too.
It's in there. You might have to refresh
Oh,
the album.
okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. So just window, just Antibes French window light coming in.
Yeah,
Really pretty, Carmen.
thank you. I had, you know, like plans, and then I looked at the light and I'm like, I think if I put it on the cube at this height by the window, if I keep the door closed.
You got floor to ceiling windows. There's so much you can do with that.
Oh, I'm in love with my little place.
I don't know that you would have wanted to use f16 on that anyways, or a higher f-stop, because then you would have had to do a longer shutter and worry about shake and stuff.
Well, it was on a tripod and I was on a remote timer, you know, and I didn't have the window, the mirror locked up. It was just on like a 2-second.
You always
2-second
do
thing.
such good stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Very
But
nice.
that was like, I have another one on the group table. I didn't include it in here, that it's like I did 2 and I couldn't decide, but I like the logs. Like you
Yeah,
said,
I do
Don,
too.
it was
I
like,
do too. I think it's just exceptional. Really pretty. Really, really pretty. All right, I'm going to push this one right here and see if it gets us in the same sequence. All right, Lauren, this is candy or corn or what?
That is the dried beans that I used last week. And since I had it already set up, I just thought I'd put on an extension tube and get my macro shot.
You did. Look at you. It's a little hot right here. You got all this texture in here, so our brain knows there's texture. I'd bring that down right there, Lauren.
Okay.
See, you didn't lose it here, and you didn't lose it there. Right at the edge, but right there's nothing in that little area right there. So bring it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have it behind the scenes.
Okay. You want to tell us what the lighting was?
The lighting is that silver work light from Home Depot with a 100-watt LED bulb, and literally the silver reflector is, I had to get it down and scoop some of the beans into the reflector to get the light close enough. And then I'm using a 35mm lens with a 36 millimeter extension tube.
Okay.
I'm at f9 at 125th of a second.
All right. Very good.
And then I've got another one in the comments. I wasn't sure which one I liked. So the other shots there in the comment.
All right. Yeah, this one's closer. Much closer than this one. I don't know. Maybe this one for me. I'm seeing surface here, and I don't see any surface there. I think maybe that one might be for me. Cool. Thank you, Lauren.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Carla Cordero has a coconut. Look at this beautifully lit coconut. Wow.
Thanks, Don.
This little, little things like that beautiful fill that you have right there. I'm going to ask you about it yet, but that really, really opens up this thing and gives us this whole area here, light, and then it starts to go to dark, and it goes to dark, and we pick up a little light over here, and then we have this great specular light on the top. It just makes it so round, absolutely round. The dimension that's created by that kind of lighting is tremendous. It transcends the two-dimensional nature of photography. It's just wonderful. Let's see how you did it. Plus your
Yeah.
composition is very cool.
Thanks.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I use a lot of props, and then I move the white car around, but it was just that, just one light in the back.
mhm.
I wanted to do something different because I always end up doing the same lighting, so I tried different this time.
Always try something different. You know, once you get something down and you know you like it, great. Then use it when it's appropriate, but always try something different. You can. By the way, if you guys don't know, Carla is selling a set of actions. She's got the coconut to pineapple action, which actually allows you to shoot a pineapple and convert it to a coconut. It's a very complex action, and it's about $3,700. I mean, if you can imagine the work that went into it. But hey, when you need it, that's it. All right, so one diffuse light from the back,
Yeah,
and then cards up front.
just one card around.
The action's good to have in your bag.
The card is over here on this one though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, very cool. What's the diffuser you have here?
It just came with the light. I mean, it's a big light, and it has like this diffuser, and then you put that on top. So it's just
Okay,
plastic. I don't know.
okay. Is it continuous light or is it?
It is flash.
It is flash.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that plastic get really, really hot? Does it have breathing holes or something?
No, it doesn't.
Well, watch out for that, because if you flash it continuously, you know, trying to get like movement or something like that, it can get really hot. They can definitely get really hot. Nicely done, Carla. Really nice. Very nice.
Thanks, Don.
Yeah. Lovely. This kind of picture that you'd want to show a restaurant, you know,
Okay.
to get them excited about working with you. That's really cool. They could do anything they wanted with this picture of that coconut. That's neat. All right, Ilona,
Yes, hello.
how are you?
Good.
Did it snow on your bananas?
I know, right? It actually showed, I think it's a mold that showed up this morning. So I quickly kind of shot the bananas with it.
So you've got, this is really a texture picture as well as a macro picture. All the texture of this, getting a little long in the tooth banana stuff up here, and all the way down into all that texture there. That's very cool. And again, it's something we don't see very often. You're using a 100mm macro, focus stacked 5 images. So your focus stacking starts right about there, I would think. Right?
Right. And it was mostly for the top of the bananas as well, to have it all in focus.
Okay, good. Very cool. What's the background?
It's just a black paper. You'll see it. Yeah, it's just, I folded it and that was it. So I used scrim and the silver reflector. It was getting kind of dark behind that. And then actually I flipped the image in post.
Okay. Couple little things that I'm gonna see, that little discoloration here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when we set our setup here, and we're working with window light or softbox from the side, one of the things we can do to help ourselves is you have put your set right in the middle of this paper, and in reality, you can move those bananas all the way out here and give yourself much more room to the background, which will help that background go farther out of focus.
Oh, I see.
With me?
Yes.
The other thing is, by having this white card here, you'll also pick up on some subjects, but may not have been a big deal for these bananas, the way they're shaped. But by bringing it all white, you'll also pick up a little bit of bounce from this white card here that can help the front of your images or the bottom of something that's curved up, like the bananas that's curved up here. You know, they're on black right now. They're going to go pure black. If you had them out to the edge, they're going to pick up a little of this white, you know, and start to light them up. So use this area, Ilona,
Okay.
instead of that area. Really play up front. And if the white is a problem, slip another black card into it. But get your bananas as far away from the background or your subject as you can. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
It'll make that those little things can be very hard to take out. So silver card, white card above to give it sort of that feeling of ambient. And then scrim, you got to scrim in the window.
Right.
Cool. Very cool. What did you shoot this with? 100 millimeter macro, ISO 500, f32, and 5 stacked images. Cool. Coolio. That's why it's so sharp in here. Did you use Helicon?
No, I did it in Photoshop.
Photoshop?
Yes. And I always go back and I kind of do a hand editing as well a little bit. Make sure that sometimes the Photoshop does a great job and sometimes there's other areas that were a little sharper and it covers it.
Mm-hmm.
So I go back and forth.
Yeah. Very cool. When you're focus stacking, are you refocusing the camera or are you using rails?
I'm refocusing the camera.
Look at a set of rails when you get a chance.
Okay.
Their rails are really only for close-up photography. They're not going to help you with landscape because they're already going to isolate your lens farther away from your camera. But rails are very nice. You can just twist them. You know, you just twist it and if they're like on a little bellows and they just pull it right out. You'll get a little smoother edges. And sometimes, depending on the lens, when you focus the lens, a still camera lens, when you focus it, you are changing the size of the relationship of the images inside just a tiny bit, right? So if focus stacking is something you want to do, look for Cine lenses, C-I-N-E, Cine lenses. Cine lenses do not change the relationship inside the lens. They're not I don't think they're much more expensive, but they have that little change. They're also mostly manual focus, which of course, if you're doing it manually, that's all you need anyway. All right, Jerry.
Hi, Don. How are things?
Good. Some fig Newtons. Is that what these are?
Fig rolls, yes.
Fig rolls. Nice in here. Texture looks really, really good. I like your horizon. Look at that. Yeah. Jerry's working the horizon there. Really nice. Looks like you've got a flag in front of the light. Am I correct?
Yes.
So it's darkening this part of this biscuit back here.
Oh, sorry. I've got a strip box with a grid on it.
Okay.
And a card to the right.
All right. So it's really not picking up this. This is over in the feather of the light. I can see the light changing right there in the feather of the light. I would not change your lighting at all. I would go in Lightroom and just highlight this biscuit or whatever it's called, and just bring it up a little bit so that the light appears to be darker back there as it goes around the subject, but the subject is in that little part of the light where it stays lit up. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, very good. This looks really good too. All the texture through here, that looks really, really nice and tasty. Macro 80 millimeter.
Yeah. It's a Fujifilm, so it's a 1.5 crop, so it's 120 equivalent.
Yeah, so you're really reaching out there with that long lens, f11 too. Really reaching out there with that long lens. Jerry,
yeah, it's actually focus stacked as well. I forgot that.
What's that?
It was focus stacked.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you because that is pretty sharp for up here and 120 millimeter lens. That's not going to happen. If I had been there over your shoulder, I would not have let you make that gap there. Okay. I would have either twisted this biscuit back there to go behind this one, come out down here, or move the whole thing under. The reason is it's the only separation we have. These guys are right on top of each other. This guy obviously on top of each other. And with that chasm of space, it's two distinct stacks.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Instead of pulling it together. So yeah, let's just work on getting that right together. You could, I was going to say you could fix it in Photoshop, but I'm not sure you could. I'm not sure. You might be able to do something with this. That's so distinctive right in there, you know? That'd be tough. But yeah.
I haven't eaten yet, Dan, so I might be able to do that.
Okay, yeah, just kind of either, like I say, twist it. Seeing it, if I can, you know, if it's already set up, I can give you some advice. And yeah, seeing it cut like that, that's not interesting. Right down the side like that, it's not interesting. Open it, just twist it back so we see a little bit of that jelly. You know, it's you know, it's foreshortened for sure, but it'll give us just a little more jelly in there. Very nice.
Okay.
Yep. Well done. Oh, your set looks great. Oh, big, massive light, massive strip light. Yeah. Very good. We have Audie's. Hey, Audie, we found your cantaloupe.
Yeah, I see it.
There it is.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll move it over to the comments section of my main pick.
Oh,
my main
all right.
pick.
Good idea. And Mark Lunn. Wow, Mark, really tight, really pretty. And I know, without asking, you did a lot in Photoshop.
About an hour and a half.
Yeah, because these things always look so beautiful when you have the box. You go, here, honey, for Thanksgiving. I mean, for, you know, Valentine's Day or whatever. You get them in front of a camera, folks, and throw a light on them, and they're a mess. They got flecks and scratches and crap all over them. And Martin got them all out. Did you use the frequency step?
I included it. What I always do is I'll go through with the spot healing brush tool first and get whatever ones I can. And then once I go through, then I end up doing a little bit of frequency separation on it. But yeah, the retouch layer could almost be an image by itself. Abstract, but
yeah, that's really nice. There's no marks anywhere in it. And there's, you know, I'm sure this close, there's the marks everywhere. Discolorations and scratches and all kinds of stuff. Mark, this is a lovely shot. This goes right into the portfolio right now. It's the thing about a shot like this is when you show this to anyone who shoots food, anyone who's ever shot chocolate, they're going to understand what you can do because they know how hard it is. I've seen chocolate shots in magazines not as perfect as this.
Yeah, and that's why I also included the white chocolate ones with the dark chocolate ones, because getting the highlights on the dark but not blowing out the white. So
yeah. It just adds a whole lot to your capabilities. Really super well done.
Thank you.
Cool.
Then I got f/16, 1/200th of a second, ISO 60. I'm on my 70 to 300 millimeter lens at 135, and then I put the 36 and 12 millimeter extension tubes on it, and then it's 16 images in Helicon.
Okay.
I'm bouncing, and then as far as the lighting, I'm bouncing off the ceiling again for my ambient, and then I brought the softbox down from the back left hand side, and there's probably about a 4-inch strip of black card on the bottom of the softbox, and then a white card on the right.
Yeah, that your beautiful ceiling, that big soft light from the top, that ambient, I just love what it's doing here and there and in there. And when this white chocolate lights up, it lights this back up here. Get that little highlight off this chocolate from the white chocolate. That top light, what do you have? Are you tuning it about 2 stops under?
Yeah. So that way when they're combined together, it brings it up to.
Yep. And nothing on this picture goes to pure black. So if you went to print this picture, it would print perfectly in a magazine, anything. There would be no blocked up shadows. Really well done, Mark. Good job.
Thank you.
Very good job. Whoa.
I have a question for Mark.
Yeah.
Those chocolates are remarkably, the little filigree things on top of them are just perfect. Did you have to do anything with that? I mean, that's.
Oh yeah.
I mean, usually they're fractured. None of these are.
They're horrible. I'll put in the comment section when we get done. I'll put in the comment section the untouched picture if you want to see an untouched picture. There was quite a bit of surgical reconstruction going on.
You did a fantastic job with it. I just could. I mean, that is just perfect. I mean, it looks better than anything that come out of it.
Yeah,
chocolate factory.
One of the things that I'll do, Jay, and I kind of bring it from my painting background, because with airbrushing, a lot of what we do is stenciling, where you make a hard edge with a stencil or tape, and that way you get a hard edge. So I'll use a selection to make a hard edge, and then I'll use the brush tool and very lightly paint in with the brush with a very low flow and scattering and stuff. So that way it's not just a solid.
It's also it's so sharp and clean. It's not mushy at all, which is really a big accomplishment.
There's nothing like shooting chocolate for the chocolate is tedious. A watch is tedious. Anytime you see a beautiful close-up of a watch, know a lot of work went into it. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's a $10,000 watch. When you throw a light on it, you bring a light in close, there's lots of little imperfections and all kinds of stuff that have to be cleaned up. Lee, I don't see your picture.
Hey, Don. I also emailed you my picture.
You're
This is
muted,
Will.
Lee. Sorry.
I know is the little tiny onion. Would it be in media?
It could be in media. You want to check real quick and let me know?
Yeah, let me check.
Yeah, it was in media. I didn't know about this one.
What is it?
Let's do this and this.
I think it was in the sort of timeline of the Facebook page.
Probably, yeah. But I remember putting it in the album. I don't know what happened.
Did you put it in 6 by mistake?
No. Let me just see if
Hey,
I
Don,
can.
while she's looking for that, I'm not sure. I'm gonna say Jay, I put that untouched image in the comments on my behind the scenes shot in the.
Yeah. I was thoroughly taken by what you did. I just couldn't believe how well you did that.
All right, William. So this is carrots, and what is that?
And that's ginger that I had hanging on a banana hook.
Oh, okay.
On my fruit basket for a while. It just started growing. Looked pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Oh, there you go. All right.
So you're staying with you're keeping this thing very bottled up with a very slim depth of field, which is fine. Right through here, picking that up and picking that up. The thing that you did absolutely right is you got to have that in focus. You got to have that in focus. It just can't be out of focus, those things, because that's, they're just going to look weird if they're just coming down here and being out of focus. And that picked up just the tips of the carrots up here, which worked out well. All the spots down here, That's your spot healing brush. Just gonna go and just jab each one of them, get rid of them. I don't see any retouching on the carrots that needs to be done because they're right out of the ground type of carrots, right?
Yeah, those are tricolor carrots, like purple, reds, yellow, orange.
And your lighting looks really nice coming in from the side. That looks really nice. We just got to clean up that surface. All those little things there. It's got to be absolutely perfect. That looks really good. Tell us what lens you use, sir.
I pulled out my Mamiya Macro 140 RZ lens. And I put my Sony on rails. So the rails I was telling you about, the Panasaurus, and I did a nine images, and I put them together.
So you have a connector that puts your RZ onto your.
Yeah.
So what RZ lens are you using?
It's the RZ 140 macro.
So you're shooting at about 300 millimeters then, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, with the crop factor.
Yeah. Those I love those lenses. Do you shoot medium format anymore or no?
I do not. No, I actually got the lens from eBay. I found it. It was $60, something like that.
Okay. There's
excellent condition.
Are you familiar with Petapixel?
Yeah.
Petapixel has an article about a company that's selling these little components. They have a lens board, they have a place to put your film, the whole bit. They're little components. You can put together a whole 120 film camera if you have the lens for about $120, $115.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't have any whistles and bells on it.
Yeah.
Everything's in the lens on an RZ. Everything's, your shutter's in the lens.
Yep.
Everything's in the lens. So basically you put it on this thing, put your film in it, and make photographs.
The problem with this one is the aperture control is a little hard to get a hold of because it has an aperture ring, but it also has a slide. So the camera will control that locking aperture. But when I adapt it to the mirrorless camera, I have to hold down that aperture ring, or what I can do is the leaf shutter. I can use the leaf shutter. It gives a different kind of bokeh.
Yeah, well, they don't all have the leaf shutters, so some of them do. Yeah.
There's your photo.
Very cool.
Yeah. Don,
yeah.
I posted it in the album.
Okay.
Apparently, it was in the post in the Lighting and Receptions Essentials Media, I guess.
Okay.
But I just reposted it on the album.
All right. So you've got your flash coming through. What is this unit here?
I used to do QA for a furniture company, and those were the ends of the boxes for like long tables and dressers, and they're made of sturdy foam. And I use them as a flag and to hold up the foam core on the top. So it's flagging off a mini softbox with one speed light. And it goes right through about 1.5 inches, 2 inches.
So you guys can see what it's doing. It's really making like a tiny little slit of light coming through there. Very good, sir.
Thank you.
Very good. Yeah. All right. So let's get back into.
Don, it's Phyllis here. I don't see my mushroom.
I'm sorry?
I said I had posted a mushroom, which I don't see, and maybe I misposted as well. But someone had posted a beautiful, it looked like a little onion or a garlic, but fluffy. It was beautiful, and I don't see that one either.
I think that was mine. I just reposted it.
Lee, you're not putting it in the album.
I am not.
You're just putting it in the media. You need to click on the book that says assignment 7 and then add photos from there.
Okay.
Because I saw that you just posted again, and it came just in the regular.
Oh, it came again?
Yeah, but it's in the regular area, like on the Facebook.
Okay, add photo.
I put a link in the chat. I just dropped a link into the chat for the onion.
Okay.
This is silly.
It's a beautiful onion.
It's
You must see the
tiny.
onion.
It's very tiny. It's the cutest thing in the planet. I'm so sorry.
Whose onion am I
One
looking at here?
Please.
Please?
Probably is mine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my. Yay!
I saw this. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Phyllis,
Yeah.
do you see yours in the media anywhere?
I'm not sure, Don, to go out of this. Once I go out, I have a tendency to lose things. So, you know, you can pass on me this week, but I was looking at this photo of this shallot or whatever it is, and I thought I wanted to know how it was lit. It was so exquisite.
Thank you.
Well, how was it lit, Lee?
Thank you. I have a Suffolk top back, and then I put a white tray, it's kind of translucent. It's kind of very soft, I guess, translucent. And then I put 2 white boxes, and then I put the tray, and under the box, I put a speed light with a white Suffolk. It has a little tiny white stuff. You will see it in the other I did it. And lighting from the bottom.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Focus stack it 9 times.
Your
with the 10mm macro tube.
Yeah, putting this against that is just beautiful. I mean, it just, you know, this is kind of blending in with the back, and that when it's out of focus, we don't really see it. But you take this guy right up through here and just bring him with that natural dark, similar shape to the back. It's just really special. It's a beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.
Thank you.
Hey, Don, Phyllis's image is in the media, just a few rows down.
Okay, I'll pop over there. So it's
You didn't get the how I did it?
Thank you, Denise.
Ida? Let me see if I can post it.
Well, I got to go
That
over
way
to
you
the,
know.
I'm going to go over to the media real quick here.
Facebook.
I posted a link in the chat for Phyllis's.
Okay. Let's see if that's easier.
That's it.
Oh,
that's beautiful.
Very cool. What is that?
It's some Japanese mushroom.
Wow.
Now, I'll tell you, my problem was that it's a very fragile mushroom. And as you can see sort of on the right-hand side, a lot of the edges have a tendency to split.
Uh-huh.
So in the one in the forefront in that, I did a little photoshopping and healed them a bit. But I don't know about photo stacking, which probably this photo could have used from, say, from if you were at 8 o'clock going up to noon that way. I don't know, but the front, I couldn't get it all in focus.
No, nothing, not like this, not with you're using 100mm lens.
Yeah.
Plus you look at your aperture, f3.2.
Yeah.
You needed to be at 16.
Ah, okay.
And that will give you a lot more focus than you have. It's still not going to be focus stacked focus, but it'll give you a lot more than you have here. You're almost wide open. I mean, you have it's 100mm, so you have a 2.8 100mm macro.
Right.
So you're almost at 2.8. So you're almost wide open. You just shut that thing down to 16. And when you do that, you should, and that's capital should, pick up Now, all of this in here, you should get right back to at least right about there.
Okay.
That's really, really pretty, Phyllis. And your scrim on window,
Right.
and then a white card and a small ED light on the side. Is that
Right.
on this side?
No, it's on the other side.
Okay, so it's what's giving us this little highlight right in here.
Right. Right.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's
Thank you.
super.
Thank you for the advice. I'd have to buy another mushroom. This thing didn't last very long, but I'll give it a shot again. Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely. Yeah, and just tag me.
Thank you.
Tag me. Yeah. Very nice. Did we? Right. So if I do this, see, I don't know how to get from a picture to, oh, Carmen, that's beautiful too. Let's see here. Lighting essential.
Thank you.
Really, really pretty. So let's see if we can find Lee's.
I just resend it.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I just resend it how to. It should be nearby the post. Because I even put comments on it.
Did you put it in the comments of your shot?
Yes, I put comments on the shot and how I did it and the details. It should be within this one.
Oh, it's not here. Huh.
Darn it.
I do remember seeing her background, her BTS on this, but I don't know what it is.
All right. We'll wait a second, see if we can find it. And then while we're doing that, I will remind you guys that next time is a photo story, food story. So how to make a salad, or 4 different kinds of carrots or potatoes where you grow or where you live or what have you. Put them all on one canvas in Photoshop. So we have 4 pictures on one thing to look at. Okay. And then you can put your behind the scenes. Now you have 2 weeks to do it, because next Saturday we will not be meeting next Saturday. It's a lot of work to do this. And this is a very, here in the United States, it's a very crazy week. It's like, it's a 3-day week. That's it. And then, Thanksgiving and Black Friday. And, you know, we have a tradition here that we all gather and give thanks for all the stuff that we have. And then the next day we rush out to buy a whole bunch more stuff. It's very big. It's
Don, I think the image is in photos, like in the lighting essential, but it is in photos.
Don, are
I
you
see
doing
it. It is there. I mean, like if you see recent media, right? I think it is in this group of recent media. Right here. It is right there, right there. Next to the blackberries and blueberries. Under the shell, that one.
This one here?
Don, are you going to do your
It's that
Black
one.
Friday thing again?
Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah, yes, I am.
Yeah, it's that one. So you see I have the soft box in the back. And I shot other things, but that didn't work. And what you see in the bottom is the white cards holding the tray. Obviously the white boxes. And then the speed light with a little white cone shooting up with the
Very
white
nice.
cards on the side.
Very nice. Nice. That's a very good idea. Great way to create the image.
So that's why we have the light from the bottom.
Yeah.
Kind of eerie.
Yep. Very nicely.
Thank you.
This Friday, while everybody's doing Black Friday and trying to sell you presets and templates, I have for the last 3 Black Fridays done a free Black Friday presentation So if you go up to the Lighting Essentials webpage, or I'll put it up on the Facebook page or whatever, I will announce to you what we're doing. And one of the things that we will be doing is to building a postcard, a mailer, how to build a mailer in Photoshop. We're not going to use InDesign because everybody has Photoshop. Few people have InDesign. So we're going to do it in Photoshop and give you some hints and ideas for that. And I'm also going to do a 1 hour retouching kind of thing, the way I retouch. And I'll be retouching 4 different images. I may be asking you guys to send me an image. I'll retouch one of your images, or I'll just use some of mine. That's coming up. There'll be at least one more free show, but they're totally free, and you can come and hang out and see what we do. They'll be at 9 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Pacific, and 1 p.m. Pacific. So I go for about an hour, then I take an hour off, and we do it again. So
I have one last question.
Sure.
Next week, on the directions for that last assignment, you also wanted a couple paragraphs of copy. Do you still want that for us?
No.
Okay, no
Thank you for catching that. No, not for this, because we don't have any way to put it in.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. We do have a way to put it in, because you put it in media. You can always attach it to your first image, right? Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, do it. Put it on the image.
Right on the image?
In the comments.
Oh, in the comments. Okay.
Yeah. Put it in your comments, like where Lee has all this stuff up here.
Yeah.
Put it there. Yep.
Okay. Got it.
Yep.
Hey, Don,
Yes.
how big should the canvas be?
2000 by 2000 is fine.
Okay.
Remember, this is Facebook. Facebook's been choking on full res images. I used to put full res images up, but it's been choking on them lately. So I've taken them down to 2000 by 2000 or 2400 by 2400, whatever. We're not doing my Lighting Essentials, so I don't have to worry about file size. Going up here, that'd be nice. 2400 by 2400 would be very nice.
Thanks.
Very nice.
So Don, it's just four vegetables,
It's a food story.
food story,
Yep. So
like a farm to table. But if you live in a city, that's what I'm thinking.
yeah, it'd be like if you picked up a food magazine somewhere and they had 4 different, ice creams, or 4 different things, or 4 pictures to make a salad. Gather the ingredients.
Oh, okay, I understand it.
Yeah.
Very good,
So-
thank you.
So Don, I have a question. This is Lyle. How do you do a canvas?
In Photoshop?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in
There are some
in
YouTube
Facebook.
videos on it.
What's that?
There
In
are
Face-
some YouTube videos on it.
For Facebook?
No.
on
You do it in
Facebook.
Photoshop. You make your canvas and your pictures in Photoshop. You just upload it to.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can do that.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Dawn.
Yeah.
For the Black Friday thing, I had suggested on Facebook, I don't know if you saw the comment, where everybody's doing food, maybe something like a 4, 5, 6 image GIF, like just pre-take the pictures and show people how to make like a little GIF or something. Might be fun.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind as well. Very good. Very good. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming out and sharing your beautiful, beautiful photographs. It's really
Hello?
great.
Hi, Don.
Thank you, Don.
I have a question.
Very nice. Beautiful work.
Okay.
Can we just shoot it as a layout and then do the text in InDesign and export it out as a PDF, and then just get an image out of it so we can post it like a layout, it's a page layout, like a magazine layout?
If you want.
Okay, because I already have an image. I already have a whole set of way how to do it. With the text actually included already.
Yeah, I
in my
mean,
head.
if you want to lay it out, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
a lot of work to go through it, but if that's what you want to do, sure, no problem.
All right, thanks.
For those of you who are interested in Project 52, Project 52 will be starting to enroll on Monday. It's a really great program. You can ask any of the people here who are in it, and they'll let you know. And I will have a video up about doing it as well. It's don't have very many classes, very many seats left. It's pretty much to capacity at this point, but I think I got about 4 seats left. So it's a lot of fun. It's really great. There's a lot of things still to be done. I'm reworking the curriculum to have it reflect some of the changes in our world. And if you're not familiar with it, check out project52prosystem.com. If you have any other questions, send me an email. I'll get right back to you right away. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving here in the United States. People who are not in the United States, happy Thursday. And we see you all in 2 weeks from today. Take care.
Take care. Thanksgiving,
Thank you,
everybody.
Dawn. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanksgiving. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.